Range Rover Evoque 2016 Prestige model. Yeah, I'm just putting the roof rails on. There's a good video online how to do it. The only problem is now it's quite old, that video, and they don't manufacture these anymore. So these came off the roof, and but the kit you buy, they come with a fitting set, which is for the Range Rover with the sunroof, basically. So that is the fitting set it comes with those four, but you need the full ones, which they don't do anymore. So I imagine they're just a pain to manufacture, to be honest, for what they probably get for it. But I mean, I've been panicking about this for weeks and weeks. Well, I'm going on holiday soon with 10 box and stuff, so I'm in a bit of a bind. Basically, I need to get this done quite quickly. Hence the waterproofs, and rain or shine, it's getting done today. The good news is you can actually use these as a template to cut this out, cut that shape out of there. So the ones you've got on, my philosophy is, if I mess it up, it's only 100 quid for a new set of them, but they've got no holes in, so it doesn't matter. But I'm not going to mess it up. I have every confidence I am going to achieve this. What I'm going to use is a Dremel. Maybe drill a hole first, just to get a hole, and then go around with a bit like a router bit type of thing, and slowly go around. But what I'm going to do is find, this one is, for example, for this one, so you'd lay that over the top there. So this is where this one goes on this bit here, but I'm going to cut a piece of paper out, draw around a piece of paper, put it like that way around, draw around a piece of paper, cut it out, and then like stick it on somehow. I might not stick it on, so I've done that in the past and it's come off halfway through, and then you just like really screwed. So I might just draw it. I don't know, we'll see. And then like go around it with a scalpel maybe, so it's like cut into it, at least the edge. Because even on the ones you used to be able to buy, them with the pre-holes, but they don't sell them online anywhere now. And again, I need this done like really quickly. Can't be waiting 4 weeks from China type of thing. So I was going to say something I forgot. Yeah, on the thing it's like really thin on both sides, but you can sort of see it on that one. There's not much room for error. And then that one will be to that side. And you just cut around that. Somehow transfer it onto there, and then But yeah, there's a better video on YouTube how to put this bit on. The actual bars don't say right or left on them. There's no instructions in the box, but you can sort of like work backwards with it. Yeah, there's this one. So that end there, with the hole going that way and that way, only one of these fits on there, and these all say right and left on. So all four of these metal bits and the plastic bits say right and left, there's a left there. And then the other left bit is I think it's hidden, yeah, behind the plastic. Yeah. But it does on the metal bit say left and right. But obviously only one of them fits on that bit. But the other side there is a bit confusing because let's start at that side there. Yeah, because they both fit on this side, but one's probably the wrong way around. Because one would be those would be facing inwards on that side, but on this one they'd be facing the other way. But for me that's too confusing. It's easier to figure out from that side, which is all the left and then all the right. You can do it just off that one. But yeah, these don't say left or right on, so but you can figure it out with that one. So yeah, that should save you a bit of farting about. Other than that, I'll keep you in the loop. Right, so this method seems to work. So what I've done is I started with a really sharper pencil as I could. It's worth going and finding a sharp, a pencil sharpener, and sharpening your pencil. Probably each time you do it, because you need to get as close as you can to the edge, so it's like, as precise as possible. And then what I did, see that this is just normal glue stick, but I use it for 3D printing. It's from a 3D printing company, but it is just pretty much a prick stick basically, just normal glue stick. And then I was debating whether to put that on and then go around it, but I don't know, it depends what type of person you are, I suppose, into it or whatever. But I'm this type of person, and so I just put it where it needed to go. And then because the back was sticky, I wouldn't push it down straight away. I'd just, because I had to like push it up a bit here, because it was, but that is as best as I can do. And I think that is pretty bang on. And when it comes to cutting out, I don't know if any of you have experience with cutting stuff out, but I do a lot of leather work, and the trick with cutting stuff out with the scalpel or other like Stanley knives and stuff like that is you go slow. If you go slow, if there's any movement in the wrong direction, you can correct it. But if you rush it and go like that sort of speed, you're gonna probably make. I guarantee it, you're gonna make mistakes, no matter how good you are. But you want to probably be going at like that sort of speed. But if you're going like that, you're definitely gonna make mistakes. So yeah, just go slow. So it's like pretty slow. Yeah, if you go in the wrong direction, you can correct it. But if you go fast, you can't do that. Yeah, so what I did was I went round this on, well, it's glued on now. I went round with the scalpel again really slowly. Try and zoom in. No, my photography skills are terrible. But anyway, I went around the edge with the scalpel just in case while I'm going, if any of it moves, it doesn't matter because it's been outlined around the edge. So I've gone around the entire edge with the scalpel. And you just want to like crack the paint, and it go as deep as you can, but again, go slow, go really slow, like. Oh, went right off there. Yeah, so you get the drift. And then I'll show you the next bit when I get the drum out and do that. Yeah, another thing I forgot to say was, so when I did the other end, there was a bit of plastic there. So on that one it sticks up there, but obviously when you're trying to lay it down, it sticks up like that. So it sticks up on the plastic. So to get it to lay flat on the plastic, I just chopped it off, because I don't put, this is for a different car. It's for the Panasonic roof one with the sunroof. I don't have that. I have that. If you're wondering which way round as well, which to put it, they only go on one way, but it's got to be like face. So car facing. So as long as you don't put it upside down like that, like backwards, it's got to be that, like with the paint showing on the top, and they only fit on one end of each. And if you do the stencil, line it up through with the paint side upwards. So on the facing side is the paint, so your side will be the paint side. Yeah, it should work. There's no reason why it wouldn't work. Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah, so I'm on this side, so if you look there, it only lines up to one. If I put the other one on, it just wouldn't, it goes in the opposite direction. That bit goes over there instead of, see, they're both meet in the middle there. If you went like that, there's like a bit of a V. So that there's like a hill in the middle there, or there's like a W type of thing going on there. So they only go one way, so it's, yeah, that confused me for a long time while I was doing research into this. But don't overthink that bit. You're better off overthinking this bit with the scalpel and the pencil and getting those two right. I think as long as you've got a new blade on your scalpel and a really sharp pencil, it should be like bang on. And a good glue stick, not a dried up one. Other than that, yeah. So I'll show you me drawing rings, doing this one. I like to use the edge of the paper because then I can just chop that bit out before cutting it out properly. Just sharpen it up again. That bit's going to be a nightmare because it's concaved. See on that bit there's like a concave bit. hope it's not important down the line. It probably is. If you, so you have to go wide in case it is. So I don't know if you could see that bit. There's like a notch out of there. But if you go wide, you can always Dremel a bit halfway out, which I don't think it's going to make a big difference. I'm thinking them finisher bits might. So yeah, if you just go straight. Nah, I don't think it will. No, you can chop bits out of the other bit. So no, I don't think you would even need to do that. No. Yeah, so if you just go along there, you can change it later if you need to. if you've not used Pritt Stick in a while, the bit you're drawing on and stuff, do it on a different. So like now I'm gluing on this side of the desk, I'm cutting and drawing on this side, because if you do gluing and sticking on both sides, you just, the paper gets stuck, and it's horrible. Let's try and do the gluing bit like on a different part of the desk, because it's like I've gone over the. You probably can't see it now, but when you put a piece of paper there in a minute, it'll stick to it and it will ruin it. This is the tricky bit. As long as you're at the bottom. Yeah, that's about right now. So now I'd go around with the scalpel. Now you've got it where you want it, so if it moves, sorry, the camera angle is probably not very good. Right there, it's just a bit of a safety net. So this whole piece is done then now. It just needs gutting. The hard bit's pretty much done. Yeah. And then rinse and repeat on the other side. Right, so I've finished putting all these on to where I'm pretty sure they go. Well, it's where they're going anyway. So now I've just taped this rubber out the way because when I'm knocking all this through, I don't want to catch it on the back. So I've like pushed it as far as I dare without breaking it, and then just sellotaped it out the way. Done the same on the other end. Yeah, so just tape the rubber out the way. The other thing I've done before knocking it all through is I've took all these out that would have hit that, because they're easy enough to put back in, but I don't want to damage them when knocking that through. But if I'm right in thinking these, so I'll leave a link in the description for the ones you can buy. But again, looking into it, I think Land Rover stopped manufacturing them. So, but I had the feeling that like somewhere in China or something still sold them, but you'd have to wait a while, and there's like probably about 3 places in the entire country that you could probably get them from, but they don't have them on the shelf. You'd have to order them off them, and I can't wait. Literally, it's like rocking horse shit trying to find them, the pre-cut ones of these, but on the ones on the guy on Power something, I think his channel on YouTube is, he does a lot with Land Rovers, but his video is really old. He got his from Land Rover, but his didn't have them on the back with the pre-cut hole, so I don't think you need them. So yeah, but you do need them in the middle, just because I suppose this piece of plastic's been bolted down in between, so that's they're only to fasten it to the car, aren't they? But this is going to be sandwiched in between some bolts, so yeah, I don't think you need them, but I kept them to one side anyway. Take them out anyway to cut this hole, because you'll damage them if you don't, and if you need them for later down the line it'd be a nightmare. So yeah, just need to cut that hole out now. I think I'm going to do it outside because it's going to make a mess. Right. Right, so the pre-cut hole, sorry, so to get these plastic bits out, there's like one side, so it's the rubber side. You don't pry from the rubber side, you pry it from the other side. So one side's like over a lip, and then there's like two things there, and you pull. So what I did, I used that lip as like a lever to pull up, and then just use some needle nose pliers. Just got the other side of it, of one of the two, and you sort of like lift one side up and then you sort of pull it inwards towards you to get it round the lip, and then it just like pops off like that. Done. Okay, so it turns out this is made of metal, which for some people might be a bit of a game changer because it see, I drilled loads of holes around the edge, and I got a hacksaw blade. You don't have to make that, you could probably wrap some duct tape around it or something, but yeah, and then I'm going to use die grinder to get most of it, but you could probably do it all with a Dremel, it'll just take longer. To get most of it, and then I'm going to try and get about 2 or 3 mil close to that line and then finish it with the Dremel. Yeah, but that's took me about half an hour. But again, I didn't know what I was doing. I'll get faster at it, but because now I know I've got a method. But yeah, it's quite deceiving that it looks plastic, even feels plastic, but I think in some places it even is plastic, but it's just weird, very, very strange. Yeah, so it's made out of metal. It's about 2-3 mil thick. You'll need a drill at the very least with a decent drill bit. Yeah. Alright, so I've done one. Not gonna lie, that was a lot of work. I ended up using loads of files, which was sometimes easier than the die grinder and the Dremel. The problem with the die grinder, it goes through bits quite a lot, quite quickly. Same with the Dremel, it just rounds all the bits off, the sharp bit off. Quite pleased with that though, to be fair. Might need a bit of paint, but I'm sure the covering, you won't see any of that anyway, or once it's all. Yeah, but remember, it's very important to do that scalpel line, because that piece of paper goes off quite quickly and you'll have nothing then. Just go around it first and then you just go up to that line. I won't go up to it with power tools though. like Dremel or die grinder or drill. I'd finish it off with hand tools. Yeah. 3 more to go. Great. Took about 3 hours. So, yeah. Yeah, I'd say with the second one, I got a bit braver with the drilling. With the first one, it were a bit all over the place. But yeah, I suppose it's like an evolution, innit? You learn to get a bit quicker. So the more drilling you do, the easier it is. But first time round, you don't really know that. I mean, I messed up a bit there. Could have gone a bit closer, but I won't go any closer than that, to be fair, because you just risk damaging it going past the line, you know. And it shows how quickly this comes off. So if you hadn't had the line, scalpel line, you'd be screwed, wouldn't you? So yeah, now you'd just hacksaw through there, the middle will pop out, and then you start filing and stuff. Definitely getting faster at it. That last one only took about, I don't know, maybe an hour to do the whole thing. But I did the whole thing with just files. The files you'll need is one of them, so you can do the side bit. It's like a square one. 2 round ones, but they've got to take some meat off. And then that's like the 3-sided one. A lot of these are blunt. These are the one. That's blunt. That's blunt. Those 2 are blunt. Yeah, I've given up with them. It's just, you know, it's too unpredictable. Like, it goes all over the place, and I don't know. Especially with this one, I don't trust it. I'm just going to do it with files. As long as we've got sharp files, yeah, you can put some force on it, like in places where you need to take a lot of meat off. Some weight behind it, and it takes it off quite quickly. But yeah, and then what you do with, yeah, you'd need 2 hacksaw blades. I've managed to get this one in on the last one, just to make a hole for the bigger one, and then you and then this one like cuts through like that. This one. Might be the wrong way around. Yeah, see, that's just went straight through. And obviously you go all the way around and then start filing, and it hovers out the middle. Yeah. One more after this and then done. Might be worth taping round, just putting a piece of tape, see-through tape over the top of it when you've cut round the piece of paper, just to protect the paint a bit. you probably should. I'm clamping this in, so that's Delron, it's just plastic, so it's clamping plastic rather than clamping to metal. I made that there, so I don't know where you'd get yours. You could put anything, just even a bit of wood is better than clamping metal on top on this. It's just a bit softer. It's being clamped by plastic rather than horrible solid metal. So it's the next day. It didn't arrive. The package didn't arrive till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I didn't end up finishing till about 11 o'clock, and I didn't fancy doing it in the dark. But I managed to finish cutting the holes out of those strips. Yeah, what I've just done now is put some thread lock. So they give you 3 extra spare ones in case you lose any. So just put some thread lock on here, because I don't ever intend to take this off, so it might as well be really secure. Just put some thread lock on. It's an M13 bolt head. I've just tightened them on. So yeah, these plastic things act as like a guide, so you're getting them in the right place. And then you pull it off. And then bin that. Bit of it snapped off a little bit of plastic. So yeah, that's what you end up with. Yeah, so I've just put these little foam pads on. So I put one at the end there, on the plastic bit that I cut out yesterday, and I put one there. On the other guy's video, he put 2 there, but I think this bit wants to be low down. If you look on the car. So it fits, by the way, what I did yesterday. So that pad's like there, so, but this, if you put one there, it'd stick up on it a bit, but I imagine when you've put this on, it's going to push it down anyway, but if you had a pad there, it might stick up a bit. You've only got 2, it only comes with 2, so I put one at the back end and one. Other than that, you've not missed anything. So just line the bolts up in the middle with the ones on the roof. And try and do it one-handed. So you just line the bolts up. Yeah, so this one does fit, it's just I put it in the wrong way around. You put that end in first and that end in last. It does fit. You put the bar in next, pull that in, so yeah, happy with that. Success. Again, when you put the bar in next, it's going to pull all that down, so again, I'm not worried about that. Yeah. So the next stage, they're both sides fit so far. Yeah, so I've tried putting these on, come with a kit, and they don't fit. So I think they're for the Panasonic roof with the glass roof car. So they're nothing to do with my one. Alright, so I just had to adjust them slightly. There was a bit, took a bit more off here and then made this go back a bit, this line here, go back. But all the holes line up now, and you know, I think that trim bit, the last bit, will cover everything so you won't even see anything. Which is great news. Complete success, which is nice. So I've just put, you won't see any of this by the way, so it doesn't really matter what you use, but so this is for like painting chimneys, barbecue, stuff like that. I think it says somewhere it's got like 10-year outdoor, you know, heat resistant paint. You know, you could use anything because you're not going to see it. You could probably, because it's aluminium, you don't even really need to paint it because aluminium doesn't really rust. It takes a very, very long time, like 30 years to start rusting. So yeah, you probably get away with not painting it, and you won't see it as soon as you put that plastic cover on anyway. So but how I painted from back, so the paint didn't splatter on the finish side. But yeah, it was a lot of work that, and it's been a success, so great news. Oh yeah, I want to show you this with the paint can. My dad showed me this. So after you finish spraying something and you've still got like maybe 3/4 of a can left because you only needed a little bit, you turn it upside down and spray it, and you'll see like a first bit of the cloud will be paint, and then the rest of it behind it will be air, and it blows the remaining paint out of the tube, so your end nozzle doesn't clog with paint, so you can use the same can again, which is save you some money buying. I went through loads of cans before my dad showed me that. It was so annoying, you'd throw like half a can of paint away after you've used it. But yeah, tip up. So yeah, just got to bolt it on now, and it's finished. And then put them end caps on, which is supposed to be quite fiddly. these things just to hide it all. Yeah, so I've finished the installation. The end cap covers all everything. Changes the whole look of the car. A bit. Yeah, so that was successful. I'm just at Montrose. I've been here a few days now, and been camping here. My parents have a flat here, so but I think other people can, but you know, I've got like permission from the landowners and stuff to camp here, so I don't know if other people can camp here, but it's good watching all the boats come in. Big boats. Yeah, the plan is to stay eight days. There's a festival called Mo Fest. In Montrose in Scotland, every year in May, so I'm going to stay for that at the weekend and go back Sunday. I might stop somewhere on the way home. So I've got my films there, power bank. Saw some dolphins down there. Second day. Yeah, big Must have been about 30 of them, all eating fish, and the seagulls trying to nick it. Saw a seal about 4 foot long messing about in there. We were there last night as well. I think they can stay underwater for a long time though, so yeah. Just trying to get my drone working, but I've got a new phone and it's USB-C, and I forgot to update the cable, so I'm trying to work out USB-C to USB-C, but the cable in the controller was USB-C to the old iPhone cable, so I think I've got one, but it's going to be like tight. Yeah, all these, because it's easier getting in and out of the tent. Just put them in the shoebox. I didn't bring that's out the flat, but we updated the wheels and the brakes the other day. Yeah, it's alright now, yeah, not bad. Yeah, and they all lived happily ever after.